again, and welcome to week 9 of the high school football season. I am Tim McDonough, joined by my esteemed colleague,
Chuck Martinez-Brandon.
Places out, please.
Yep.
All right, and we're here to talk some football here in Northwest Ohio, which is where we are.
Yep.
That's why we talk about it.
God's country.
And you know what? Last week we gave out awards first. Let's wait till a little bit later to do those. Let's talk football games right now, Chuck.
All right.
Week 9. We got conference races, we've got playoff implications, we got stuff everywhere. Where are you?
The big one right now, I'm looking at Bryan. Are you kidding me? They are this close to being in the playoffs for the first time ever. Ever. All they've got to do, beat Swanton, which they can do, win again in week 10, which they can do, but they've got to win both games, and then they need a little help to get in. Going to be 8-2, and they're going to need help. So if you're out there in Bryan, and I know you should never root against anybody or root for somebody to lose, but if you want to, you might want to root against St. Mary's, the Rough Riders. You might want to root against St. Paris Graham and Clyde. Any town named after a guy like that, you got to root against them. So if you're Bryan, you got to win, and you need a little help. And St. Mary's, they're playing Shawnee and Kenton, so
yeah.
So chances are you're going to get some help there. So Bryan, hey, good luck, guys. First time ever. Then, like you said, big league implications going on. We've got Hicksville, Fairview at the reservation, I believe. 8-0 Hicksville. They're looking at the playoffs too, but boy, they're going to need help. According to our buddy Joe Eitout, who is always right, they control their own destiny. So the Aces, you need to win out against Fairview, and you can't be looking ahead next week to Tenora because that's the big game. I think chances are if they can beat one of the two of them, they'll probably get into. If the playoffs were to start today, they would be going to Jeromesville, Hillsdale. Are you kidding me? How do these teams get in the Northwest Ohio region? That's like on the other side of Mansfield.
Oh, it's a short little trip.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
You can't just hitch up the wagon and drive to Jeromesville. But at any rate, Hicksville, control your own destiny. You win, you're in, and then you don't have to worry about it. The other big game, you got Tenora, Edgerton. Tenora looking to roll on. They might be looking ahead a little bit too, playing the Hicksville Aces next week. But yeah, the underlying, the guys that might be sneaking up on everybody might be the Edgerton Bulldogs. You know, right now Division 6, they beat Tenora, they will get in. They're at 9 right now in Region 22, but I'm telling you, boatload of points if you beat Tenora. So Edgerton Bulldogs, you might be catching the Rams napping, maybe not. No, how about Defiance? What's up with the Bulldogs?
Well, the Bulldogs lost again last week. They are running a 2-game losing skid. Matty Mock, 5 TDs, ran for 1. Defiance played good down the stretch, made a game of it, but couldn't get Kenton. So they're sitting 4-4, and it looks like WBL title aspirations done, playoff aspirations done. Now the goal is to get a winning record. They're sitting there at 4-4, and they got an improved Elida team on the road this week, led by Reggie McAdams. All you basketball fans will know him as the sophomore, actually he was a freshman last year, stud who took him to regionals. He's their quarterback this year. He's second in the WBL in passing behind that Matty Mock fellow over at Kenton. He's thrown for 13 TDs, but he has thrown 17 interceptions. Maybe that's something Defiance can take advantage of. He's got a good wide receiver in Derek Cunningham, 340 yards, a couple TDs, and Colin Bleimer is the running back. Jerry Beauty said, short little quick guy, they'll run the option, gets behind a big offensive line, you can't see him, and he hits the hole hard. On defense, they're led by Reggie's brother Alex, who was the quarterback last year. He's a junior. They moved him to defensive end. Wow. Quick, can come after you. And Tevin Morning, he's also up front up there. Those are the two guys up front. Linebacker Ross Harmon is one of the top tacklers in the WBL, and Dakota Bechtold, I believe that's how you say it, is their top guy in the secondary. But Defiance is going to want to do what they do, and that's run the football with WBL leading rusher Aaron Swanson, closing in on 1,200 yards. He's got 16 TDs. Defensively, Zach Dempsey and Max Peter are still among the league leaders in tackles. They just continue to keep getting it done. And Jake Suman, I just see, is among the leaders in fumble recoveries in the WBL. He'd like to get his hands on a football or two this week, get Defiance of football. See if they can go on the road last time this year, get a win, get over 500, and try to close out with a winning record. So that's what we got going on with the Bulldogs this week, Chuck. You got any more games? Are we done talking about those?
Hey, we're done talking about that. Actually, I'm starting to get hungry. Because you said Delight, I'm thinking Happy Days, but we might as well hand out some awards.
Let's hand out some awards, Chuck.
Food.
All right, let's start with our online player of the week, Chuck. Who is our online player of the week?
I don't know. We had technical difficulties.
We had what?
Yeah. Can you believe
Technical
it?
difficulties?
I know. We've got a multi-bazillion-dollar organization here. Technical difficulties. Didn't get it up this week, so next week, everybody, you can vote. We'll name the player next week.
Well, all right, then how about the payday player of the week, Chuck? How about that?
Payday player of the week. Big time plays, big time players. Hey, and who doesn't like to score? Brock Mosier, 6 touchdown passes, almost 400 yards throwing. Payday player of the week, baby. Brock coming back from the big injury, didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, good for him. All right, Chuck. Last week we didn't have anybody for the Whopper hit of the week. This week we got a little twist, don't we?
Yes, we do. I put the challenge out there and you guys answered it. We had a lot of smacking going on. Okay, I'll start out with the game I was at. Rendall, middle linebacker, Antwerp, smacking people all over the field. Gave me the dirty look. Said, "Don't you challenge me, Mr. Martinez." And I said, okay. He was smacking people. Lynn Grohl at the Patrick Henry game. Joe Embrock lighting up people like a Christmas tree. Those two guys, big hits, whoppers. Who you got, Tim?
I got a couple over here myself, Chuck. Can you believe that? Last week we had none around. We got 4. All right. This one comes to us from Kevin Ice. He was at the Wayne Trace Fairview game. He says, my nominee this week would be Wayne Trace Jr. defensive back Jacob Taylor. Rodney Webb caught a 27-yard pass up the middle and looked like he was going somewhere, but there was a young man here by the name of Jacob Taylor that said, not so fast, my friend. Put a hit on him, knocked the wind out of him. He said he was on the field laying there, gasping for air. Now that's a Whopper hit of the week candidate. Nice job, Kevin.
Bring out the O2 tank.
And the other one comes to us from Jason Stein, who was at the Hicksville-Edgerton game. And he writes, Jeff Crow, the Edgerton quarterback, threw a good pass to what appeared to be a wide-open Dakota Sheets, but Jake Bradbury laid a well-timed hit on him to make sure Sheets didn't catch the pass. Definitely a Whopper hit of the week candidate. Thank you, Jason. So we had 4 Whopper hits of the week instead of 0 like last week. And
that's what I'm talking
keep
about.
the hits coming.
Yeah.
All right. Now let's finish this thing up with our email question. The question we get a lot, or that we got this week, concerns the Payday and Whopper awards. People want to know, Chuck, how many boxes of Whoppers and how many Payday bars do you guys go through in a football season?
Funny you should ask, my friends. This is like box 10. I don't know. I mean, you don't think we just hand these out and not eat them, right? We can't send them via USPS. It'll go bad.
It's true. It's true. And I don't know, this is probably number 4 or 5 of our Payday bars. Looks like we're number 6. That's all we got for this week. We're going to keep eating the candy. We'll see you for week 10. Come on back and see us.
We'll
Don't forget,
www.crescent-news.com.
Send your email questions, cnsports@crescent-news.com. Don't forget the hyphen, see ya.
You got any milk?